If you are sick and tired of not knowing what's cool and feeling awkward when your client's like, hey, look, what should I do for 2025? What's coming in? Well, my friends, here's your cheat sheet. I put it together on a Pinterest board, and I'm about to share with you everything that I could find on the internet that's popping for 2025 when it comes to hairstyles. So let's jump right in. Here we go. There's my Pinterest board. If you haven't already friended me on Pinterest, definitely hook it up. It's Hairdressing Made Easy. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, definitely hit that subscribe button. That helps us to keep this channel alive. It helps to fund the projects that we work on, and it helps us to put the time into building these things for you. Now, we've got all kinds of cool things that are happening in 2025. Some of it's already been going on since 2024. A couple of these things have been happening even before that, but I'm going to stabilize what's going to continue to stay in trend and what's going to be popping and all new stuff for 2025. Number one, we got the Mixies. So not that Pixies aren't cool, but the Mixie is really popping off for 2025. We got the Boy Bob, which I couldn't love the title of that more. Of course, I'll be jumping into all of these with details in just a second, but I got the Bixie Wolf Cut. We've got the Curled Italian Bob. We've got the lived-in layers. We've got the butterfly layers that have been jumping through 2024 and are definitely going to fly right into your 2025 chair as well. Of course, curtain fringes, and then I got all kinds of men's styles in there. Matter of fact, we got 7 different categories of guys, and I'm going to save some of that for last. So let's jump right into the Mixie here. I'm going to sort of sweep these open here. Now, first of all, let's just define what a Mixie is. It's the mix between a pixie and a mullet. And what gives it those details and those characters are the length that's happening around the back of the neck, the little sweeping fringe around the sides over the cheekbone, which couldn't be a cooler look. And this is popping, I would say, not just for females, but for males as well. Look at this one, so good right in there, right? See this length that's kind of jumping over the ear there, additional length in through the back. I don't know who did this. It looks like Jane Ito style. So good. I love the bleach and pink job right here. Super, super good. And see the consistency? We've got that length there. Whether it's connected or disconnected or freehand blended, that's definitely what's jumping in. And one last look right over there. My friends, if you are already doing Mixies behind the salon, throw it down in the comments because I would love to hear more about it. And let's jump right into our Boy Bob. What a name, right? So cute. So putting masculine into feminine looks is something that I totally dig. And this is going to be popping off. And what we're seeing consistently right now is this ear tuck. So whether it's both ears, it's one or the other, it's definitely jumping for 2025. You can see in this first picture right here, everything's primarily one length. There's very little layers in it. If any kind of layers, we're probably jumping into what we call invisible layers, which is just a mohawk section through the top, gathering everything towards the middle, so it's got a slight concave effect to it that drapes into what we would consider perimeter layering. You can see the tuck there. She's got a little bit of undulation in her hair or wave in her hair, just loose and tousled, and we'll get more into those details later on. A lot of this is going to start talking to not just cuts, but color and styling as well. And I'll give you some of my tips on what styling products that I think are going to help you to create these looks. Matter of fact, let's just jump back into the Mixie real quick. Lots of texturizing powders to get that dry, separate texturizing in it. And then these boy bobs are really done with a lot of sort of jelly type of products and pomades that are giving us that wet look. Lots of pieces. See this third one right here? Let me pull that up and just make that a little bit wider. This little piece right here, this seems to be a consistent thing that I'm seeing in a lot of updos right now. So if you're the person that's throwing up styles, then definitely allow these tendrils to drape the face, falling out. That sort of I care but don't care that much vibe, I think is really going on with updos right now. And then this last one is just soft waves that we see, a little bit of that ear tuck again. And that, my friends, is what we are calling the Boy Bob, and it is cool. Now, the Bixie Wolf Cut is something that we've seen before already. And I mean, the Wolf Cut, we've been sort of dancing around that since probably 2021, 22. That pushed right through 23, 24, and it's still going to be big in 2025. And I'm going to open this up and expand it just a little bit. You can see this platinum blonde right here. All of these layers internally are cut with traditional layers, what we call convex layers, 90 degrees to the section all the way throughout the head. What we've got is disconnection with the perimeter. So it's called an inside out cut, shorter layers to the inside, longer through the outside. And that perimeter is involving fringe on the majority of these looks, which is sort of taken off from, I'd say, some curtain fringes, and that is a little lead too. So stay in tune with this video. We're going to be getting into specifics on fringes too. I love this one right here. That is so good. So good. So yeah, fringe, texture. You can see a wet look, a dry look. Matter of fact, these are both wet looks right here, but that's a dry textured look. I would wave that with my flat iron, just slight movement up and down. I usually don't hold my flat iron parallel to the ground. I'll pitch it at a 45-degree angle. Some go this way, some go that way. Maybe even throw in a little bit of a curling iron to just get a little movement to the hair as well. Dry texture sprays are going to be phenomenal to use with that as well. And this girl, her style, that is so, look at that metal belt, is legit. With the tie tucked in, she has got the whole vibe going right now. So cute. Once again, long layers. In this one, I should say, is long layers. We've got traditional flat layers, probably cut through the top there. See that little dent right there? That's usually done because we've cut it square across the top of the head, which when that falls over the contour of the head, falls into the side of the haircut, which gives us that disconnection between that point and right through here throughout the length. That, I would say, probably is produced a little bit with scissors, a little bit with texturizing shears or reduction shears, and then potentially even with a little bit of a razor. And just looking at her edges of the haircut, the cut lines have that real sort of skinny sort of like sweep to the lines right there. Nothing's heavy in these haircuts. Everything is cut so that the hair has a whimsical nature to it. Real flirtatious in that way, not boxy, not laser cut. Everything's kind of raw and just got good texture to it. So again, dry texture sprays are everything. This is something that we've definitely seen in 23, 24, and we're going to be seeing in 25 as well. And that is that little poof that happens up and through the top. A lot of times I will hold my hand on the hair and then with the top there, just kind of pull it through with my fingers open. And that gives it sort of that texture in it, that division in it, that separation in it. And a light texture spray, even a dry powder on that could be an incredible way to get that effect as well. And then everything is set with the brush on top. So you set the brush on top of the hair and you whip the sides off, which is towards that curtain fringe. My friends, if you are liking where we're going right now, we've got 3 categories in. Hit the subscription button. Definitely throw it down in the comments. Again, if you are already doing these haircuts, if you're wearing these haircuts, or you want to give this haircut to somebody in 2025, definitely share our subscription or our YouTube with all of your friends as well. We are trying to grow this channel and we need your support. So thanks so much for that love. All right, let's get right into the next one, the curled Italian bob. Now, the name itself is, I think, really, really cool, but it doesn't have to be this name. And I want to talk about the consistencies that I'm seeing in these haircuts. Let's come over to the first one here. All of these and the majority of this specific type of bob, so now moving into middle length haircuts, the specific type of bob is rounded out with, say, a 1-inch barrel or 1.5-inch barrel. And then after you've rolled it, you are either hitting it with a large curling iron, or you're setting it with rollers, or you're setting it into a barrel curl to let it cool down. And when that hair cools down and then you release it, you're going to get these large S-shaped curvature movements to the hair. You're going to get this sort of 50s boof sort of feel to it. And that seems to be the consistency in these Italian bobs right now. So we can see in this first one here, second one, third one, all of these are set with large rollers. Really elegant. Here's the boy bob effect with the ear tuck there. This one you can totally tell that it's been set with irons as well. This one's naturally curly hair. And what the consistency is with bobs that I'm finding right now is anywhere that's between the chin itself and the base of the neck. So the length of the neck, anywhere in there is popping for 2025 right now, a signature of next year. So definitely something to keep your eyes open to, definitely something to share with your clients. Once again, that is the curled Italian bob. And let's jump right into our next one. Now, this is one, I think when I was talking about that we've seen for a few years is definitely still consistent. This is the lived in languid layers, messy, disheveled. We're setting it with an iron, and the iron could be a flat iron. That iron could be a curling iron. Matter of fact, I just got one of those S-shaped irons the other day. I haven't even had a chance to plug it in yet. Real cheap. I got it for like $45. I will actually put it down in the subscription so you can check it out as well. Something I found through an advertisement on Instagram, and I'll let you know if it's good too. By the time this video releases, I'll have tried it out. But again, any kind of a wave iron, but the key is the inconsistent curl. That's what gives it the lived-in vibe. So whether one section's done with a wave iron or a flat iron or a wave iron or curling iron, then you're switching it up for that next section. If something's rolled forward, the next one's going to roll back. If something is a little bit tighter and closer to the scalp, the next one's going to be more through the midsection of the total length of the hair. In general, what we're not seeing is a lot of curl towards the ends, and that's something that has been consistent, I'd say, since 23, 24, and pushing into 25 as well, unless you're going with curly hair. And then again, this isn't part of the lived-in layered vibe if you're going curly, but that's what that is. These are all built with concave layers, so wherever the parting is, expanding that length out with a concave shape, expanding length through the parietal ridge, drafting through the lengths of the hair. And a lot of these, as I'm looking at them right now, are really sort of textured through the edges. So not defining any blunt lines, a lot of point cutting, internal channel cutting, potentially even using your texturizing shears. My 2 cents would be use inside out cutting. So channel cutting, directional channel cutting versus texturizing shears on longer hair as a general practice. So yeah, super cute. Some of them with fringes, some of them without fringes. Yeah, legit. All right, let's go to the next one. We are cracking right now. Butterfly layers. Look at the beauties. Look at her. What is her name? I just spaced on her name. She's like the biggest pop star on the planet. Sienna? I can't remember right now, but she's definitely allowing us to see a lot of set styles right now, whether and set with rollers, large curling irons. So kind of like what we were talking about with the curled Italian bob, we're seeing it in longer lengths as well. And this is again sort of that 50s influence that we're seeing in trends right now. The butterfly layers are obviously done with forward graduation. Everything's combed straight forward. You stand in the front, everything's brought to you. If you elevate it further from the face, as you over direct it towards your body, you're gonna have more layers internally. And that's the traditional butterfly cut, if not what stems from the 70s, which is the Farrah Fawcett. I love this one too. Look at that. That is, what a great image. Beautiful color. I'm seeing a lot of monochromatic colors. So I don't think balayage is going out or highlighting is going out, but if we're producing it, we're not seeing a lot of thick strips of it right now. I color a little bit on the side. I only primarily teach cutting. As you know, we've got our cutting methodology of hairdressing made easy. And if you haven't ever checked that out, check it out on the YouTube shop. I've got all of my classes listed there. And you can definitely join us in person, live online, or any of our e-learning courses as well. We've got our certification courses, which teaches you how to cut hair, and whether you do or not. And then we've got all of our trend-based cuts too, which are more advanced cuts and specific to the cut and teaching that. This is stunning as well. And again, I think the consistency that we're seeing are tons of layers through it. It's all done with forward graduation and really loose, full, bouncy hair. So full of life. The type of hair that when you are walking, you see the hair sort of move as well. Love it. It's so good. My friends, if you haven't already done it, hit the subscription button. Definitely give us a thumbs up, share this with your friends, and in the comments, tell us how we're doing. Give us a different direction, things that you'd like to see, things you'd like me to cover, and I am happy to jump into that. Now, this is my 7th category for women and the last category that we're going to do for women, and this is specific to fringe. So we're talking about horizontal fringe, vertical fringe, or the combination of both. Curtain fringe, curtain fringe, curtain fringe. Now, I did see a couple people out there saying bangs are out. I'm not sure I'm going to call that. I think bangs are in, and bangs are as big as they've ever been, at least in the last decade or so. So for any of our friends out there, no matter what the length of the haircut is, we are seeing a lot of horizontal fringe. are curtain fringes that whip off the temple region or the cheekbone. Could not be more consistent with looks out there. And what I was seeing in my Vogue publications that I was looking at, the Glamour publications and the WWD publications, I saw a ton of it on the runway. So yeah, lots of good stuff out there with fringes. Let's jump into the simplicity of this. So we can see this has kind of got that lived in layered look, that first one there. And we see that soft fringe. Everything's being cut, or not everything, but in this one, it's being cut with a concave effect, shorter right through the middle there, longer through the sides, and being cut inside the haircut there. And if you want to technically know how to do that, I've got a video on my YouTube, that's just scroll down through our videos there. I want to say it's the Hannah, and I've got other videos on Instagram that show curtain fringes as well. So if you want to learn a little bit more of that, just check out our feed and you will see even more. This one, I love it because it's kind of the combination between lived in and that bouffant sort of vibe that we were just talking about a minute ago, with those full longer layers, the butterfly look. And it's just soft, it's elegant, it's stunning, it's pretty. It's got almost sort of a Bridget Bardot feel to it, doesn't it? All right, there's our pop star again. Curtain fringe, curtain fringe, curtain fringe. And if she's wearing it, it's gonna be in style. We've got our lived in long layers with some curtain fringe in it. And then here we've got a little bit more of a focused horizontal fringe, a little bit of a disconnection between the fringe here and where the cheekbone length starts that blends all the way to the bottom. Much more of a lived in feel as well on that last one there. Such a cute look. Check it out. So vibing, so vibing. Now, in summary of women's cuts right now for 2025, we're seeing short, mid, and long. So all three are super, super cool. I definitely suggest for you to be popping these haircuts, as you are also suggesting this to the client. Now, some of these are new and it may take the client hearing it a few times before they finally sign up and sign in, but make sure people are ready for it. Certainly if you're going to be getting into a curtain fringe. The things that I'm seeing consistently with color are more monochromatic colors or soft highlights. Crazy colors are cool too. We saw pastel pink in the mixie there. And I saw a lot of sort of punk colors as well in general. And I'm going to get a little bit into that in some of the men's style and fashion at the same time. Now, we also saw some wet looks in there, and I don't always know if that's the most practical thing on the street, but if you're going to a party, you're going to a club, you're getting ready to sort of like go all in on your look, jelly types of products, pomades are excellent for getting that vibe, getting that look. If you're throwing your hair up, we are seeing little pieces dance around the face, so kind of what falls out around the hairline itself is kind of what's cool in 2025. And then still seeing a lot of raw texture. So dry texture sprays, wet texture sprays, dry powders, and things like that will help you to get that effect of cool hair right now. And then of course, as I've mentioned it a few times, we are seeing all types of iron work right now. So flat irons, wave irons, and curling irons. We are also seeing hot rollers. Yeah, hot rollers. We haven't seen that in a minute, but it's back. And so after you've set it with either a brush or an iron, you're wrapping it around a Velcro roller or any kind of roller you can find and letting it cool down around that. And that just helps to create the set so it lasts for a longer amount of time throughout the day. Yeah, that's women. That's what's going to keep you cool. That's what's happening for 2025. Definitely hit that subscription button, give us a thumbs up, and share this with as many friends as possible. Now, I've lumped all of our dudes into one spot here. And what I want to share with you, there's the first one. What I want to share with you is this first one here. Well, this is for any hairdresser that is just starting to practice fades or shorter haircuts with clippers. A buzz cut is cool. Matter of fact, really cool, and it couldn't be any more straightforward. What we're slapping on is either a 1 guard anywhere from there to a 3 guard. We're seeing a lot of on-scalp bleach with buzz cuts right now. And then we're also seeing a lot of colors with buzz cuts for dudes too. So guys are getting a little bit more wild with color. This one's obviously just natural color right there, but super, super cool. Definitely popping off. Now, the Edgar has been a cut that's really been dancing large in the barbering industry for the last few years now. A lot of our football/soccer players out there are busting the Edgar, and it's not going away in 2025. So tapers, skin fades, all of that. You can see through the sides there. He's got it all the way down to the skin. So trimmers right up to create the line, the etch the line. And then, you know, just working it from there out to taper that into positive space or longer lengths. Another really great cut right in through here, which is just a lower fade. So below the temple, low recession, from there to the back of the ear. And a lot of these are sort of cut diagonally right now, not straight to the back. So something to kind of play with as well. Matter of fact, my son and I, we watch a ton of European football, and there's 8 billion different versions of this. And what I love about it is that our barbers are getting creative right now. So continue to jam out with that, get creative with it. If you definitely have some of these cuts already in your chair, explore it deeper. We are seeing fades left and right. And as opposed to that, not everybody's going to get a fade. So what we can see right here is the undone pompadour. And this has got a little bit more length to it. Some is cut with a trimmer, some is cut scissor over comb, and some is cut just with 45 degrees of graduation or 90 degrees of graduation with your scissors. And we are seeing a little bit of a looser top, and that's the undone pompadour portion of that. That takes us right into the textured crop, something that's kind of a 90s sort of vibe that I think is coming back right now. Choppy up and through the top, lots of back cutting where you're holding the hair and almost back combing, but with a scissor just to create a regularity to it. A lot of freehand cutting. I couldn't love that more. The tapered shag. I've got a few images of this and I'll scroll through them all rather quick, but I'm going to talk to it first. Now, we've seen a ton of perms come in the last couple of years for guys. Curly hair up on the top, you know, tapers on the side there, but now we're seeing that really push into longer looks as well and into the tapered shag. And that guy's look, I think, is so rad. It's got a little bit sort of a mullet feel right there. There's another one right there. I love this one, and this one immediately reminded me of my son, which I had to put that in there. Let's come back in here. I think these got mixed up a little bit. Here's another one right here. This is such a good one as well. Let me see if I can expand that. Yeah, there we go. Look how rad that guy looks. I love it. It's natural curl. It's textured. It totally has a 70s feel to it, almost an early 80s vibe. Super rad. Here's one more with a headband in it, which I think is super cool. And I saw that in a couple different men's collections as well. This is a runway shot that I screenshot it from. Super dope. Now moving into our sixth look is what they're calling the flow. This is the Leonardo DiCaprio look from Titanic, that 90s vibe, shorter on the sides, longer on the top, floppy, maybe a little bit of a gel through it, a little bit of a mousse through it. A product that allows you to have malleability to the hair, so something that is movable, touchable, nothing too strong. So the hair just, kind of moves a little bit. I almost kind of like it with a little bit of an oil in it as well. So back to that wet look that we were talking about for women. I think that that's a good direction to go for guys as well. And then let's see, I think that's it. Oh yeah, we got the flow right here. The flow is really just a tapered look as well. So a little bit of graduation through the sides there, not too short, push back with a little bit of gel. It's such a gentleman's look. This with a suit, super James Bond, right? 2025 James Bond, I'll call it. But that's the flow. And then of course we got our punk looks in here as well. And what I love about this is this little pink piece in the back there. See if I can get that little, there it goes. A little pink piece in the back, I think is so dope. It almost reminds me of a rabbit's foot, like it's a good luck charm. Super dope. I come from a whole punk phase in the 80s, which got me into hairdressing, and that's a whole nother story. But got me into hairdressing, and then of course, this guy right here has got a mohawk, which to be honest, it kind of looks like it's taped on, doesn't it? Or glued on. I don't know, but it's sick. I love it with the dark roots, with the blonde ends. And is that it? We got 8 looks in there. Yeah, 8 looks in there. All right, my friends, thank you so much. That's what's going on for 2025. Those are 7 new looks for women, 8 new looks for men. Everything that you need to know is right in this video, so make sure to watch it again. If you missed anything, please share this with your friends. Hit that subscription button. If you want to check out my classes, they're going to be in our shop here on YouTube. If you want to check out our website, it's hairdressingmadeeasy.com. That's where we get all the information about all the bits and pieces that file in between this knowledge. And until that next video, my friends, see you in class. Peace.